The objective of this lesson is to be able to identify shapes by their properties and describe the properties of a given shape. In previous lessons, students learned how to describe shapes based on the shape's properties. Shapes were looked at in regards to perpendicular, parallel, and angles within a shape. Vocabulary words used were congruent and properties. For review, if two shapes are congruent, they are identical in form, and properties are how a shape is described. This lesson uses the word attribute interchangeably with properties. This lesson guides students to cut out paper into tangram pieces. A tangram is a puzzle made up of 7 two-dimensional shapes. The folding and cutting of the tangram shapes allows students opportunities to pay special attention to parallel sides, perpendicular sides, and angle measures. We will determine which of the attributes fit the shapes of the tangram. The shapes that make up the tangram are triangle, square, and parallelogram. The properties of the triangle are made of 3 sides or line segments, and a right triangle has one angle that is 90 degrees. The properties of a square are made of 4 sides or line segments, 2 sets of parallel sides, all sides are congruent, all angles measure 90 degrees, and consecutive sides are perpendicular to each other. The properties of a parallelogram are made up of 4 sides or line segments, opposite angles are congruent, opposite sides are congruent, and 2 sets of parallel sides. As students work at identifying and classifying shape attributes, they will become more familiar with recognizing shapes and understanding their properties. Our objective in this lesson was to be able to identify shapes by their properties and describe the properties of a given shape. We met this objective by identifying shapes and their properties in the tangram.